Fans are eagerly anticipating the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, which will soon be available on Disney+. Many fan theories have been proposed for the movie, and anything is possible since director James Gunn has a history of using even the most obscure characters in his Guardians cast. Watch this video for full details on the fan theories. First up, the Guardians of the Galaxy movie review. Interstellar combat, humorous heroes, raccoons carrying weapons, Guardians of the Galaxy offers it all and then some when it comes to entertainment value. This spirited action comedy expands the Marvel Universe in a hilarious, absurd, and admirably ambitious way, despite its many flaws. Three important positives can be found in the film, which follows a motley crew of outlaws who band together to prevent the end of the galaxy. First, in the action, James Gunn, the director, provides several action scenes, many of which blur into one another. The bottom line is that with a lot of action and eye-catching special effects, Guardians of the Galaxy doesn't fall short in excitement. The major drawback is that the film doesn't have a truly memorable sequence despite the prison escape coming close. Secondly, Rocket and Groot, Zoe Saldana is good and Chris Pratt is fun, but were either of them too involved? The most dangerous aspect of Guardians of the Galaxy is that two of the primary protagonists are a tree and an angry raccoon, voiced by Vin Diesel and Bradley Cooper respectively. If handled correctly, this element could easily wander into Jar Jar Binks territory, if not worse. Thankfully, the directors have no trouble handling these two monsters as they complement one another perfectly to produce some of the movie's best scenes. The humor in Guardians of the Galaxy is its most vital component. It is hilarious, all-pervasive, and unrelenting. Gunn expertly incorporates comedy into every facet of the film, from the action to the occasional dramatic scene. Many action comedies fail because they can't bring everything together, but this does not have that issue. Even though Guardians of the Galaxy is exciting from start to finish, it isn't flawless. The following three factors prevent it from being even better. First is a hurried pace. Gunn occasionally moves too quickly despite Guardians of the Galaxy being engaging, action-packed, and fast-paced. He rushes into each scene without setting it up or building anticipation. Whether to introduce a new setting or unleash more action, Gunn rarely heeds this counsel, even though there are occasions where it is preferable to think about what is about to happen rather than simply display it. Secondly, a cliche power-hungry villain. Ronan, a vengeful alien played by Lee Pace, has a stick up his ass and wants to blow up the galaxy. Ronan is a villain who makes an astonishingly lackluster first impression and will be forgotten so easily that it will seem as though he already does not exist. Characters of this kind have been done before and done better. The movie also has a narrative about how the universe is about to end. Every average villain may triumph with a good plot, but Guardians of the Galaxy lacks one. The plot only provides a framework to carry the protagonists from one absurd circumstance to the next. Sadly, Gunn and the company chose to use a cheesy, overused plot. Up next are best fan theories about the Guardians Holiday Special. The first theory is that Santa will show up. Since they've already begun revealing the presence of mutants in the MCU, Sable King believes that Santa Claus will appear in the special. She said she wouldn't rule out the notion of Santa turning up. That might sound absurd to casual fans, but it's not as strange as it sounds. It wouldn't be out of place for Gunn to use Santa, who appears in Marvel books. What better project would there be to debut Santa than a holiday special? Gunn is the MCU director most familiar with obscure comic book characters. Additionally, Santa is a mutant in the comics. Given the numerous controversies regarding the franchise's definition of a mutant at the moment, there is no better time to bring this up. Next is, there'll be a Home Alone homage. According to user Magical Mystery Herald, the program will make a nod to a particular favorite Christmas movie. The Redditor asked about the chances of seeing a Home Alone reference during the kidnap. Home Alone makes the most sense given that the teaser shows Mantis and Drax attacking Kevin Bacon's home. As it's a Christmas special, there will certainly be many nods to iconic movies. Given that he shares a first name with the troublemaker McAllister, Kevin could put up obstacles to keep the aliens out, and the reference would be especially appropriate. Gunn actually has such a distinctive sense of humor with his black comedy and is skilled in horror with films like Slither, so he would create a fantastic Home Alone movie. Gunn would produce and direct a fantastic Home Alone horror comedy movie. Next, it's The Light Before the Dark. Intriguingly, Show Next 445 thinks that the holiday special is being given to fans as a treat before the utter destruction that the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 would bring. The Reddit user wonders if the holiday special seems to be bright before the dark. The dark in question is Volume 3. Though Yondu's death in Volume 2 makes for a heartbreakingly sad climax, it's unlikely that Gunn will have penned a similarly depressing conclusion for the threequel. The Guardians trilogy will conclude with Volume Volume 3, and having things finished so dreadfully isn't quite Marvel Studios style, with the one exclusion being Infinity War. Peter Quill's grandparents will likely be reunited in the film, and he might even end up with Gamora. Next is, there are two Groots? Fans were perplexed by Groot's new form in the teaser, which has generated a number of fan theories on its own. Fans last saw the anthropomorphic tree as a moody teenager, but now he's buff, almost as if he has spent all of his time on the bench press. However, Redditor Balti Hawk believes they know why, saying he is happy to see that the new Groot has an entirely different appearance. Demonstrating the distinction between the two Groots, this is the least plausible of all the Groot-related hypotheses, but because this is the multiverse saga, everything is conceivable. Next, it takes place years after Love and Thunder. Ambivert05 believes that there has been another time leap in the cosmos as a result of Groot's increased size. The Redditor suggested that it took place long after Love and Thunder. This hypothesis, albeit still improbable, is a lot more likely than the idea that it may be a completely different Groot. The Guardians Holiday Special might take place 2 years in the future because the MCU has been known to time leap in the past, most notably in Avengers Endgame. When it jumps ahead 5 years, the MCU is technically set 5 years in the future, so jumping ahead another 2 years could cause major continuity issues for the series. Up next, Peter and Mantis are cousins. Fans frequently speculate that Mantis and Peter could be cousins, and according to AGCC, there will likely be a significant family revelation in the upcoming special. Between this and LNT, it appears as though Mantis and Peter are growing closer. The Redditors wonder if this supports the hypothesis that they are siblings. These two characters receive most of the screen time from the Guardian universe in the most recent Thor movie, which may not have been coincidental. Since not everyone must be related, this revelation runs the risk of severely constricting the world, something some fans believe the Star Wars franchise has done recently. Up next, why Drax is wearing shirts. Interestingly, the Redditor Platonic Griffin has a theory that has nothing to do with the universe, but instead looks at what's happening in the trailer from a production perspective. The Redditor speculated that Drax is wearing shirts, perhaps to minimize some costuming costs. Long-sleeve tops and other clothing that will cover those sections of the actors' bodies are frequently worn by characters with numerous tattoos or scars. They can save time and money by not having to sit in the makeup chair for hours. The users speculate that this explains why Drax doesn't display his upper body, which has become a hallmark. The user may be correct given that a one-off Disney Plus special doesn't have the same budget as blockbusters. Next, the Annihilators might form. Although this is more of a theory for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Video Zealous Ideal 976's belief that the Annihilators will form near the end of the film has prompted the Redditor to wonder how much of that will be established in the Christmas special. The Reddit user wrote that getting an Annihilus preview for the post-credits scene would make him scream. Cosmo the Space Dog, a member of the intergalactic team that also includes the Silver Surfer, is one of the various ways that the Annihilators are related to the Guardians. Gunn has stated that watching in the holiday special before seeing Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is crucial, so the user may have a point. Next is, it takes place before Ms. Marvel. Many people think it happens after Love and Thunder, however, Raven Knight Gaming successfully argues that it happens before Ms. Marvel. The Redditor claims it would explain to everyone who the Guardians are if that happens to be the case. Guardians of the Galaxy merchandise was found in the Disney Plus series, but there is no way for the general population to be familiar with the Guardians. At least not in the same way that they are familiar with Captain America and Iron Man. However, given that the Guardians are currently on Earth in the special and aren't making an effort to hide their presence, it could result in a significant public revelation. Finally, there'll be a song and dance number. Lumberzack316 anticipates that the program will include a song and dance routine. The Redditor is referencing Peter's obsession with both 80s music and the Kevin Bacon starring movie Footloose. In the Christmas special, Mantis and Drax kidnap Kevin as a gift for Peter. Once Kevin gets over the initial alien invasion, he can dance with Peter. Star-Lord and Ronan have already engaged in a dance-off, but hopefully this was only a warm-up for their actual competition with the Tremors star. It would be such a missed opportunity, with fans expecting the introduction of some characters in the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. They can't wait for the release. But that's gonna be all for this video, my friends. Tell us what you think in the comments. Do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel, please, and thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.